Well, I went out to get mail and had a couple of things. One of them was an uncle of mine who does some shooting. Picked up some brass at a range, and he mentioned it was 4570. Well, and I said send it on. And then afterwards, I was thinking, whoa, if it's that Hornady stuff that's shorter, I could still use it in my Harrington or Richardson, but you know that gets to be a problem with the Hornady stuff. But this is all PMC, so that's good. I used to actually buy a lot of PMC before I went to Starline because it's good solid brass. So that's good to have. But in this pile, he has an assortment. But there's some 270, which of course is good. I use that to modify for the Argentine, but my brother also has a 270. And there is some, here's one, 3040 Craig. Now, odds are sometime I'm going to end up with a Winchester 95 in the 30 Army, which is the 3040 Craig. So good to have them on hand. These are all 243. Now, I don't own a 243 at the moment. You never know. But I know a lot of people who have 243s. This is kind of an oddball, though. 6.5 Creedmoor. Sounds like something, I got a cousin that shoots some oddball. Sounds like something he would have. And that's Hornady, too. But like I said, that cousin, he tends to shoot things that cost a lot to shoot, and he doesn't reload. Yeah, which gets a little nuts. There's a couple of them. I've never actually seen them before, but I know that 6.5 in the Swede, I really like it. That small caliber is quite nice, really. But 3040, like I say, someday I'll probably own one of them. But it's interesting, it's like just a longer 3030. But one other thing I got in the mail was this handguard, which I am in the middle of pine tarring. I like these hot summer days, so when it gets above 90, you can cook that pine tar in. And that's, well, it's for the M1A. When I got it, I got it used, and it came with a composite stock on it, which is nice in that they're really light. The one thing I hear about them, though, they do have, flex to them, but they're actually a pretty nice stock and, weatherproof. The thing about the wood stocks is that they can warp with moisture, and they are heavy compared to the composite, especially you start adding in like the weight of the butt plate. Now, most of these Springfields come with the composite handguard, which is nice. Even the woodstock ones come with the composite, but it's because the original ones, they came with wood. On the M14s, when they were fired full automatic, they could try that wooden handguard. Well, semi-auto, you don't fire that fast, so I think I can live with the wood. Just looks so much better. But I'm going to bake that pine tar in there. Now, this is the whole complete action for the gun. Really excellent design. It's funny. These things are outrageously expensive new. I got it used, but most of these that turn up used, they have very few rounds fired through them. I've read someplace that the average number of rounds fired through a gun for the average owner is like 500 in a lifetime of the gun, of their ownership of the gun. But there's a lot of these that I'd swear, you know, a couple boxes of shells, that's it. In fact, this one, when I got it, I'm sure there wasn't more than a box of shells run through this. Like the wear here on the bolt and stuff, where the surface is worn, that's from me shooting. It actually, when I got it, there was no wear marks there at all. So this thing had been shot very little. But you got it for about half the price of what a new one would be. And it's one of them things, you know, I always, when they first came out with them, you know, I really wanted one, but boy, they were a lot of money. And I really didn't think I would ever find the deal on one. But I am patient. And I did find a deal. But, like I said, I'd like to get the wood stock set up for it. And I was lucky enough to find a used stock. There's a lot of aftermarket parts for these, but I'm not in the you know, like the fiddling with them like people do with the ARs. I will keep it pretty much stock, though it is the National Match, that loader model that's got all the National Match stuff on, which one of the things is it's got a heavier barrel, so I had to do some clearancing on the handguard to make that fit right up in this area. But, you know, it's worth it to have a heavier barrel. And it's got the different trigger, different sights. So it's set up very nicely for what it is. I'm actually very pleased with it. It really shoots nice, but it's one of them. I won't do a lot of videos on it. It's the sort of thing that you really like to have, but it's kind of better if people don't know you have it. But I wanted to get one badly for many years. And one of the things, you know, I've got several of these 20 round checkmate mags because my fear is with the political climate, these guns could get swept up in a panic and you might not be able to find things like these mags. So it's good. I got one now. But like I say, I just won't be doing a lot of videos with it. Though I do want to take it out and do some 500 yard stuff with it. I've been shooting it quite a little. I've probably got 500 rounds to it myself. So I've had it for a while. But like I say, it's just not one I really want to get too much into the video on. Better just to have it.